Hello and welcome to my poster presentation. My name is Mark and I'm responsible for the LIFEGENMON dissemination in Germany. Our title is called Tree Faces Forest Genetics at Your Fingertips. Why did we call it that? Well, one of the main challenges in dissemination was that forest genetics is very abstract. You can't really touch it, and it's even more difficult to explain to children. Therefore, we developed special workshops for each target group, like this workshop for kindergarten children, which we called A Forest Has Many Faces. With this workshop, we wanted to promote the basic idea of relationships between trees in a forest. So after talking to them about similarities between them and their siblings and parents, we created imaginary tree families by sculpting faces on the trees with nature materials. All the students had the opportunity to work in our labs and get to know the everyday life of a scientist. But of course, we also did activities on the other main topics like forestry. In the program A Tree for Life, for example, every student planted a marked tree in a local forest, so he or she could visit and watch it grow over the years. On climate change, for example, we organized a breakfast with seasonal and regional food for the children and played games on forests in climate change, which we specifically developed. Speaking of forests and climate change, we invited all the Bavarian schools to apply for an interactive lesson on forests and climate change, where one of us would visit the class in person. The response was really amazing, with almost 250 schools applying for one of the 40 events we planned for earlier this year. Unfortunately, we had to cancel most of the live events due to the Corona crisis, but we will try to catch up with online presentations until the end of the project. I still wanted to mention this because it clearly shows that there's a huge interest from teachers on this topic. But back to the tree faces. We also organized a workshop with local wood carving students, which we called Winners and Losers in Climate Change, where the students had to pick an animal and carve it out of a huge oak trunk. Another perfect link to climate change was that all of the trees we used in this workshop came from a wind throw a couple of weeks before. We presented the sculptures at the Forest Experience Day, which we organized for over 20 institutions that have to do with the forest. Even though it was the worst day of the whole week, we counted over 700 visitors. There was a press tour for politicians and also a competition rally where one lucky visitor could win a balloon trip over Bavarian's most beautiful forests. Last but not least, we also did a lot of professional workshops on forest genetic monitoring for scientists and foresters, including a visit to our plots. Of course, we did a lot of media coverage on all of our activities, many newspaper articles, TV programs on national and regional television. And just now we finished filming a 15 minutes project film, which we are going to publish on YouTube in November. Thank you for your attention. Once again, my name is Mark Walter, and I work at the Bavarian Institute for Forest Genetics.